Oh, hello. Hello, all the bonjour, hey, y'all. My name is Merc. Welcome back to the Narc Alert. Rio just jumped off the chair, so I was trying to bribe him to go. I completely forgot about the countdown. That's funny. How is everybody? The ass was sitting here until the... Happy Humpday, everybody. Happy Humpday. Glad to see you here. Oh my god, what a dumb, stupid open. I wasn't starting with a skit. I was trying to get him back. Come here. Come sit here. Oh my god. That was funny. How is everybody? Never mind him. See what they do? Hi. Welcome back. Everybody was waiting for you. You made me look a damn fool. Yeah. He might be a little miffed because, as you know, we start the Humpday stream on Wednesday with a real mukbang. So I think he's just waiting for his mukbang. Hey, Chop Suey's first time here. Oh, they like my voice. Hello, Chop Suey. Welcome to the show. Sorry, I'm an ass today. Don't know why. Let's give him his food and get this over with. Because, you know, I'm going to add Mr. Man's spot to the stage for today. We've got the food. Bobo, you want the food? Yeah, we got the foods. Come here. Come here. There you have a real mukbang. I know, it's his blanket, so it's hairy. I do lint roll it once in a while, but, you know, it's impossible to keep up with a cat. I have, honestly, like 5 lint rollers. I have one. You know how they say no matter where you are in the world, you're not more than 6 feet from a spider? In my house, you're not more than 6 feet from a lint roller. I wanted to point out it's amazing, and it's like a unicorn, but Alyssa is here. Alyssa is not sleeping. Jerry says 5, brag much. I played choosy with my lint rollers. Actually, I'm cheap. When Joan passed and I cleaned out her apartment, she had a box of them, so that's why I have so many. Mads has been subbed long enough to chat now. I know it's a week. I know. You know, we used to have some issues. It just was safer that way. Mads, thank you for being so patient. Welcome to the chat. We won't regret it. We won't regret it. Look at him eat. Look at him eat. Look at him face. No, Alyssa's not sleeping. I saw Alyssa in the chat. Alyssa is actually awake. Now, I might be getting ahead of myself. Alyssa could be sleeping by now. You know, that wouldn't surprise me either. A little personal note. MTJ, I just got your DM, and what? That's ridiculous. No, we'll just use that for future stuff. And Paka is here watching on the clock, getting paid. God, I love that. God, I love it when you get paid to watch. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Another streamer playing choosy with their chat. No, I'm actually not going to. No. I can make a joking reference to it. I don't need to play it. Oh, Penelope's also getting paid to watch. Excellent. I love that. Nice cup of coffee today in my great big mug. I was making notes for today, and I started on this page, and on the top of the page, it says Johnny Somali was arrested again. That's from our last live stream, but you know what? Johnny Somali was arrested again. So it's actually very recent news again. I think last night he was arrested again. Penelope was first today, followed very quickly by Vanessa Atalanta, also known as Teresa Renteria, and Gidra Pony coming up the clubhouse turn. I will move his camera to the cave because we know that's where he's going next. All right, when he returns, we got the splunking cam ready. What else am I going to say? That's it. That's it for my little notes. I have nothing to tell you. All I'm doing is planning this damn memorial, which is Sunday, and it's harder than I was expecting it to be. Go figure, planning your mother's memorial is hard. Who would have thunk? Well, most people. But I'm running into some, like last night I'm trying to make a slideshow. And so I was sourcing pictures last night. And oh man, they made me sad. And I don't even think now it's going to make me sad again. Pictures are hard. So tonight I have to go through a bunch of, maybe tomorrow. I think I'll take tomorrow off. Friday we'll cover her Thursday upload. I'll take tomorrow off because tomorrow I'm going to have to pull out photo albums because all the pictures I have online are of her when she's older. And I know she would like to have pictures of when she was younger in her memorial slideshow. So I'm going to do that. And then I got to talk to my cousin tonight. She's going to help me do some stuff. And Uncle Tim is coming. So I'm trying to plan all this shit. And it's out of town, which adds another level of complication to everything. So I will be really fucking happy Sunday night. It'll be all over. The narc will be out of my damn closet. We will have said our respectful and proper goodbyes. I'm going to, what's it called? Not sprinkle, scatter. Sprinkle. I'm going to sprinkle her ashes. I'm going to scatter her ashes on my dad's grave. And I've never been there. The bitch never took me to my father's grave, ever. So I finally figured out, I found the plot number. So there's a map of the cemetery. So I found out where he was. So that might be a trip. I'm going to my dad's grave for the first time with my mom's ashes. That's weird, right? So we get to party Sunday night. Heather was fourth. Heather, I actually saw that you were fourth. Heather, there was somebody in Amberlynn's live chat last night that reminded me of you, and she was Australian. I thought, hey, are Aussie women just saucy? Sassy, saucy temptresses? Is that what you all are? Isn't it weird that she never told me where it was? And one time I asked her, I remember one time saying something to her about it, and she said that I knew what cemetery he was at. Yikes. Okay, thanks, Mom. Anyway, let's not talk about that. What's more fun was Amber. Amberlynn Reid, who I am now calling Amber only. It's easier to say. Is Amber more fun than talking about death? Tough call. So what we're going to do today on this particular live stream is I have a recap of the live stream, the members only live stream from last night. We'll recap that. And then we'll also look at today. She uploaded at 1 this afternoon, my time. She uploaded her Weigh-In Wednesday, and it's been a long time since we saw one of those. Hey, look, Alyssa is awake. 4:20. Yeah, Ramsey Ishmael is Johnny Somali's real name. Ramsey Ishmael, I believe. Death can be interesting. It's less interesting when it's your mom. I mean, I worked in hospice care. I'm not unacquainted with being around death. I also worked at Casey House, which is Canada's, actually not Canada's, North America's, probably the world's first AIDS hospital. So I've been around death. I get it. She privacy struck Salty Crab? When? Pitbull lover, when? Come up here and shut your mouth. Sick of your meowing. Did she really? Does anybody else saying that? An archaeologist. Well, that's not. What are you doing? He's going to go demon. He's going to go demon. It's in the other ALR thread. Is it really? Salty Crab showed an email in her recent video. Okay, well, that's going to be very interesting given the recap I'm going to give you today. So I think without any further ado, we should just... He's going to go demon mode. So I'm sorry. This is going to go on for the next, I don't know, 10 minutes to 2 hours. I can't tell you. Because he's been annoying as hell the last 2 days. He's whiny. I don't know if it's spring, but I'm sorry. And for all of you who go, oh my God, is he okay? Yes, he's fine. He's Siamese. He makes stupid sounds. He's happy as a pig rolling in the field in sunshine. He is. He's singing the song of his people, exactly. Salty Crab said they didn't remove the video and YouTube didn't do anything. Well, now he's going to be quiet because you're talking about him, you see. That's what he does. You know what I was doing today earlier? I was doing I don't know if it was today or yesterday. He was whining. And I mean, this goes on for an hour. It gets on your nerves, even when he's the most beautiful man in the world. But what I can do is if I pull out my camera and I film him, he shuts up. Because he doesn't want any evidence that he's an asshole. So he all of a sudden shuts right up. So I just follow him around with my phone and turn on the camera when he meows too much. So you see, it's the same theory. We're talking about him now. He's getting some attention. So now he's quiet. Asshole. All right. So just like last week, I made us a little... Hey, Jerry, thank you. Angelina Dugan, first of all, thank you for your member chat. Hello to everyone. And Rio, thank you. And Jerry, thank you for gifting a member. Woot woot. Thank you, Jerry. Tonight's movie is Monkey in the Discord. I've been looking for it for ages, and I found it today. The new one, 2025 Monkey. That's what we're watching in the Discord tonight. Sorry. Yes, a good version of it. It's not a cam, it's a web rip. The cam's been up for 2 or 3 weeks. It's terrible. Yeah, he's not going to shut up. Just go with it. Rio? Come here. Come here, Riri. Rio. Come here. Here's my boy. Come here. Where did the dangly bits from your mic go? That's my Bluetooth mic, and it's not charged. So I have to use the other mic today. See, as soon as we stopped talking about him, he started meowing again. Tell me who's the narcissist on this channel. They go further away, they come back. Frank's to pasta, thank you for your member chat. Christ, Rio. He won't stay at this level for too long. It's usually about 4 of those big whiny, moany meows, and then he settles down a little bit. It's hard to concentrate on what I'm trying to do when he's doing that. And he's so spoiled. I'm telling you, I took him out for a walk today. We went out to the garbage chute. And then we wrestled. Like, he's had all the attention today. Talio, yours doesn't do this? Every Siamese cat I've had has a lot of different voices, but this demon mode that he does is pretty amusing. He is fixed. He's fixed. He was fixed immediately, as soon as I could. How could you not have a male house cat fixed? They'll spray. We went out to the garbage chute. He comes and takes the garbage out with me. It's far. The garbage chute is far at the other end of the other hall. So that was extra long walk. So we go out in the mornings and he takes the garbage out with me. My boy. All right. Here's our girl. So there's a little, this is too big. I made a little video slideshow for us to look at, while we go through this. While we go through this recap of last night. Even fixed males can spray? Well, he hasn't done that. And he did stop peeing on the bed, so that's a good thing. I'll remove this in case he's running around in the background. All right, Amberlynn Reids Members Only live stream from last night. Well, as usual, we all met at the back door of the Discord with our snacks and our beverages, and we carpooled over to Laney's, and we all crushed into the living room because Laney is a paid member, and we watched the Amber live stream. Started out, of course, with Amber showing us that she's drinking again. Woot woot. She be drinking again. Okay, there we go. These aren't going to run in the right time because I didn't time out my, just go with it. The first part of her live stream was definitely all about Zachary Michael. She was really hammering on Zach last night. Oh my goodness. She was saying he can dish it, but he can't take it. Zachary Michael, if you don't know, has taken a break from uploading and his channel and all that. Zach's had a hard year. Zach lost a beloved pet. Zach ended a long-term relationship. They've been dealing with a lot of stuff. They've decided to take a break, and Amberlynn is taking absolutely every opportunity to mock him for this break. She's just obsessed with trying to, she's like, he's always done this to me, so I can do this to him. It's like, yeah, kinda, but it's not really the same, and it just makes you look like a bitch. So, yeah, you can. Knock yourself out. She talked about cake vape. I made these notes last night while I was watching. Okay, here's what happened, guys. I made these notes last night while I was watching in real time. And then she hit a stride of doing some stuff that was so fucking boring. My literal eyes were glazing over. I wasn't listening. I was just reading the chat, our chat. Like I was out of it. And then I forgot to take notes. So I had to rewatch it today and take more notes. So some of these notes are from last night, and I might be a little fuzzy on why I wrote them. She talked about vape. She likes the cake vape. And I thought, of course she does. Or she likes cake flavored vape. She got into the universe chat. And again told us how connected she is with the universe. She's got a special connection with the universe, you guys. You wouldn't understand what it's like, because you maybe believe in God, but she's all about the universal connection she has with the universe, so it's really important. Then she went right back to Zach Michael. Right back to Zachary Michael. And she said, I know the chat is going to support him, so I'm not going to say much, which is funny because that's what she said when she was talking about the heart attack thing, too. She cares about him too much, so now she's done. Oh, right. She said she spent so many years deeply caring about him. But now she's done. She doesn't care about him anymore. Poor Zach. I'm sure he's weeping in his own personal buzzball, Amberlynn. People were asking her, why did you message him? He asked you not to message him. And she says, doesn't matter. He could have blocked me. That's her response to that. Can you imagine? You tell somebody not to message you, and they do anyway, and they go, well, you didn't block me. What a raging. This whole stream, her tenor in this whole stream was very condescending and very rude. She was really rude with her subscribers, because in the beginning, I'm telling you, there was a substantial change in the tone of the chat about midway through, and I think she was blocking a lot of people. Because they were on her. You know, the chat is not real kind to her. She doesn't have all the subscribers or supporters for sure. I would say she's got 40 supporters. That's what I've seen. We check the chat logs at various times through the live stream, and we cannot tell how many people are subscribed, are members of the channel. It's impossible to tell. All we can see is how many people are actively chatting at any one time. And when we check periodically times through the live stream, it doesn't change. It's 30 to 40 people. Now, you tell me, if you've paid a $10 membership fee because you want to support a creator that you like, you would be chatting, right? Isn't that the whole point of paying the membership? So I would say she probably has 40 solid supporters. Beyond that, I don't know. That's what we can see. I know I put ceiling pictures in. I just I just went through the live and screen cap. So she was very rude to the people in her chat. She was snippy, and she was timing out people, and she was blocking people, and she had this annoying little thing that she was doing. Well, she would do like sing song when she was blocking them. I don't have to take this. I'm going to block you. Like shit like that. Like it was really... Then there was a whole bunch of random questions. I can't remember. Fill in the blank. What's your favorite perfume? Who's your favorite Billie Eilish song this week? Blah, blah, blah. Stupid shit like that. And then she went right back to Zach again. She wouldn't let go of that. She was like a dog with a bone last night with Zach. She has every right to say what she said to him. All his stuff is public. She's saying that her boyfriend... I'm going to talk about that, Penelope. Thank you for the super chat. Listen, I got a whole segment here on door and window. Don't you worry. She said that his relationship was public, and Noel, his boyfriend, was on the channel, and so she had every right to say whatever she wanted, and blah 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 blah. Okay. 25 minutes in, she's pissed off. She's calling everybody hypocrites and says she's gonna leave if we don't smarten up. She's snippy. She's pissed off. She's drinking, and she's angry. Then she goes back into Zachary Michael again, on and on and on and on about how everything is public and it's fair game for her. Now we're 30 minutes in, and she's threatening to quit again. She's saying this is her safe space and we're not allowed. People are not allowed to just ask her stuff that she doesn't want to answer. It's her safe space, and she is going to quit for her own mental health because she's looking after herself. You guys are just a bunch of hypocrites. I'm reminding you, this is her paid membership. These are people that pay $10 a month to her. She says she feels like she's getting attacked, and she starts to cry, and she sobs and she cries, and she says, she manipulates them until some of them start feeling sorry for her. And then she basically says she's not going to respond to anything, but she'll stay for the 2 hours. So then she kind of sits there and stares, like she kind of like pulls this pouty shit. And then I wrote, these are my notes from last night. Can you read this? It says, dull ass questions. So there was, I don't know what they were asking her, but apparently I wasn't very impressed. A whole bunch of dull ass questions. I don't know. And then we got in, oh my God, help us. Then we got into the oracle cards. If you remember, she was showing us her tarot deck and her oracle cards in her 30-minute vlog. So she pulls out her oracle cards, and she keeps saying over and over again how she's too respectful of the tarot, and she wouldn't pull tarot cards unless she had permission. And she doesn't want to do that on, on the YouTube. She doesn't want to do tarot. And bitch, because you don't know how to read tarot cards. You don't know how to read tarot cards. Now I've said this before. It's not for me. I'm not a huge believer in it. I think it's fun. I think it's admirable. And I also think that if to do it well, there's a certain learning curve with that. You have to understand what those cards mean, and you do have to feel somewhat connected. I get all that stuff. And I respect the people that do it well. Amber's not one of them. She's never gonna. Plus, do you think she has any empathy to feel anything for another person? Like, if there is any kind of spiritual connection or anything with tarot cards, which for me, I don't believe in it, but if you do you not have to also have some kind of open spirit to receive the other person when you're doing that sort of thing? She doesn't have anything like that. So, so she starts. Is this where it happens? Oh, yeah, Oracle Snore. So they start asking her to pull these oracle cards, which, as far as I can tell, are kind of like fortune cookies. Like they're not as serious as tarot cards. You think of a question and you pull the card and then you apply this vague thing to the question. They're like I found them very similar to like daily horoscopes in a newspaper, where it's a broad topic, vaguely written. Anybody can kind of shoehole it into their own life, right? That's what I get from oracle cards. Now this is where I glazed over. Truth be told, I seriously didn't listen to any of it. It was all a load of horse shit. Everybody in the chat, first of all, her chat, this is what happened. She starts reading cards for people, right, in the chat. I'll pull one card for you. First of all, I think you're supposed to pull 3, but she was pulling one card, and she'd just get a vibe from a certain deck, and she'd pull a card, and she'd shuffle, and if a card fell, it jumped out, and that was the card sending her a note, that card is speaking to me, like all this shit, right? But I think that her chat is so fucking desperate for content that is beyond her sitting there answering questions about what her favorite color is, that they were all like really into it. Oh, too long? It's because it ended. Let's keep it going. They were all really into it, and they wanted to be, chat. When your chat's going good like we do here, we like a good give and take. I talk to you guys, you participate. It's a mutual thing, right? So I think she was experiencing that a little bit when they were all asking her to read these cards, and she'd read the card. But here's the problem. Amber's a narcissist, and that's not at all about her. Reading a card, an oracle card for someone in her chat, has very little to do with her. And that gets very boring for her after a while. So she does not like to do that. She doesn't like to do that. It's boring. So she did it for a while because she does see, it's double-edged sword. She was getting off on the attention. All of a sudden the chat was like, oh, read me, Amber. Pull a card for me, Amber. Instead of saying, talk about Beck or whatever, other stuff. So she was really getting off on that. But what she was doing to entertain them was really, quite frankly, boring for her. And you could tell she was glazing over. About 3 times she said, okay, this is the last one. Like, she didn't want to do it, but she did it. And I wrote here, she gets really serious. And she said, like, somebody would ask her a question. I need to ask you a question about the future of my business. I'm just making that up, for example. And she would say, I need to use this deck. It's very that coded. It's very that coded. I hate that fucking expression. It's very that coded. I wrote Oracle Snore, thrilled with engagement. There, that's it. Economy of language, what I just said for the last 10 minutes. That's it in a nutshell. Okay, here we got to what I had to rewatch today. Oh, she was timing out people left, right, and center. She figured out how to time out people. Bring Alexis into the next stream. Who, Amber? Andy was in the chat last night causing all kinds of trouble. They were telling us it wasn't them, it was a different Andy, but we have our doubts. Just saying. Apparently she has mods, but they don't chat if there's mods, so they must be working quietly in the background. But she's also... I was trying to find a star wipe. Snork really wants a star wipe. I couldn't find one, so I had to improvise. Yeah, she's figuring out how to time out people. You're a mod. You're not a mod for Amber. So she was timing up people left, right, and center, and this is when the tone of her chat changed, and all of a sudden it was really just supportive, and a couple of people who were walking the line, like they'd say trolly things, and then they'd pull it back, and then they'd say something, and then they'd pull it. So she wasn't sure about them, and one of those people was Door, who we'll talk Door, Window. We'll talk about them later. One of the things that was very annoying last night. Vex, I heart you parasocially too. Hun, everybody was. Why are you so angry, Hun? Listen, Hun, why are you so angry? Okay, Hun, I'm gonna time you out for a second. Hang on, Hun. Oh no, I don't think we saw Church Brat in there last night. Church Brat must have got the boot. I'll try and find a star wipe for next time, I promise you. Okay, then she got to what I've called here the spider love story, which I found very interesting. Just because it's stupid for no other reason. It's not deep or anything. It's just dumb. The spider love story, okay? This was a beautiful story. A beautiful story of what, quite frankly, seemed to be unrequited love. And it took place in the depths of a snowy Wisconsin. Now, Amber, every time she'd leave the house, and she's in and out all the time. Every time she'd leave the house, she'd see a little spider. Just a little spider beside the door. Oh my God, though, it was so cute. It caught her eye. The universe connected her with this little spider. Oh, she laughed and clapped her hands in joy when she'd see it. It was so cute. She knew the spider. She got to know its routine. She said she knew when it ate. She knew when it made its web. She spent a lot of deep, important quality time, apparently, with this spider. She knew its life. And she named it TJ. TJ the spider. God, she loved that spider. That spider became such an important and deep friend of hers while she was, getting through what was conceivably one of the hardest times of her life in Wisconsin. That spider spoke to her in a way that, quite frankly, nobody else has. It was deep. And it was real. It made her now no longer afraid of spoods. It cured her of that fear. Do you know how hard that is? It was important, that friendship. And then one day, where is he? Where is he? Oh my God, TJ, where have you gone? TJ was gone. And she wept, you guys. She wept, you guys. It's serious. She loved that spider, okay? She really loved that spider. She literally cried. Because, she didn't know. She didn't even know it could be venom. It could have bit her. She didn't know it was going to be one of the sweet spiders. It was a sweet spider. It was beautiful. The spider story. Then there's a whole bunch of questions here that are asking her biggest fear, and she says it's trypophobia. The fear of the circles or the dots or whatever. She said she hates heights. She hates maggots. And then she goes into a lot of like this fake gagging. There's actually a picture. Wouldn't it be nice if it was next? Oh, that's the end of it. There's a gagging picture where it was gross. It was gross. I don't know what the gross. Oh, maggots. Oh, please, girl, stop with the theatrics. And then she went and she had to refresh her buzzball. Her White Claw. And she got one that's called Naturally Lime. Naturally Lime. And she kept drinking it. And she kept going, this doesn't even taste like there's any booze in that. Is there no booze in this? And she looks at the can and she goes, Oh my God, it's water. And she flips the fuck out because it's water, because it says seltzer water, right? And she literally said, wait, it's water? Oh my God, I'm so dainty. She literally, that's a quote. It's water. Oh my God, I'm so dainty. Now, I watched it again today, and I'm not sure, but I seem to think that she thinks that that was non-alcoholic. That's the vibe I was getting. You guys that watched it, maybe you can tell me. I mean, the can says hard seltzer on every can. But the way she had, where, like, she was like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. It's water. I'm so dainty. I think she thought that that was not alcoholic. Because she first said, I can't taste the alcohol. And then she looks at the can and goes, it's just water. She doesn't, I mean, it says hard seltzer. It has alcohol percentage on it. But of course, you know, how could you miss that? She reads everything on every other can. It's weird, right? So I don't know what the hell that was all about. Oh, and then she kept singing while she was blocking people. I'm gonna get rid of you. Nah, 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 nah. Like, just ridiculous. You know, I get it. Sometimes you gotta block people from your chat. I might be doing it right now. I'm not. I have mods. But you don't need to sing and announce it. You just do it. You know? Okay, then we get to Window. Window was a person in her chat. The person that I said reminded me of our dear Heather, because Window was a little a little. It was hard to tell if Window was a troll or not. I think Window was a troll because they were saying things in the beginning, and she was getting upset with them, and then they'd pull it back, and then they'd say some more thing. Like, they were playing it really smart. I don't know what was up with Window. And then, of course, Amber thinks she's clever, so she says, oh, Window, now we need a door, we need a wall, we need a ceiling. So immediately someone in the chat changed their name to Door. And she was like, oh my God, there is a door? There's a door? I didn't even know there's a door. Like, she's so stupid. She didn't realize they just changed their name. So quite frankly, it turned into the Window and Door show at that point. They were more interesting in the chat than anything she was saying. They were kind of trolling her lightly, but it was, you know, they were fun. Window and Door. She said, well, then she got mad at one point. She was going to throw Door out because they said they were 9, and she thought they were 9. And then Door says, no, I own a house. I have a fiance. And she goes, oh, okay, then you're not 9. Okay. But anyway, Window and Door were kind of funny. The Window and Door show. That's what I wrote. Window and Door show. Where is it? Window and Door show. And then she asks her chat, how much would it take to get drunk? How much does it take to get drunk? Because she's only on her second and she's feeling it. She's feeling it, she said. And this is a phrase I am going to adopt into my life. She's feeling a little tip-tip. She's feeling a little tip-tip after 2 White Claws. So she asks the chat how many White Claws it would take to get drunk. And I'm thinking, girl, you're 500 pounds. You know that every person is different with how alcohol processes in their body. It's not just about your weight either. It's different things. But she was a little tip-tip. Quite frank, I'm going to get a little tip-tip with Val in Costa Rica. I'm just saying. And that happens like maybe once a year. Maybe. Hang on. There's a lot of talking here. People ask her about the Feline breakup. And she doesn't really spill any tea on that. She just says again that it was mutual. And honestly, the way she described it sounded pretty real to me. Take it as you will. I mean, I know people think every single thing she says is a lie every single time she's talking. But I'm guessing maybe 1 out of 1,000 times there's not a lie. It sounded real to me. She said some incident happened, and she wouldn't say what the incident was. And she said they were sitting there in awkward silence for 30 minutes until finally she said, I don't think this is working. And she said, Feline didn't say, no, let's try and work this out. Feline immediately said, you're right. Let's end this. Cheyenne Williams, thank you for that generous super chat. Thank you. Cheyenne says, having to figure out how early to schedule an Uber 45 minutes into the city tomorrow for my first day of work. Never scheduled an Uber before, and the traffic is insane. Can't wait for my car to be done in the shop. What city are you in? If it's this city, I understand the traffic is insane. Hi, S-Far. I saw you pop in and I missed you. Sorry. Good luck with that. I'm the queen of Ubers. I take them all the time. They're easy. They're easy. Just go in, make sure you're there early. Oh, it's a new job. Is it a new job? Did I not? First day of work. Oh, first day of work. Congratulations. Go in early so you have time to chill. If you have time to check the lay of the land, grab a coffee. When you show up, you're relaxed. You're not out of breath. You're not running. Give yourself lots of time. It's so much better. I spent until I was 40. I was always almost late all the time, and it's very stressful. It's so much easier if you just get there earlier. I promise you. Amber learned a new word yesterday. Atlanta. You didn't have to super chat. Thank you for that. I could have just said it in the chat. Thank you, silly. Congratulations. I hope you have a fantastic first day. Go early, get a coffee, walk in like you own the damn world. That's my advice. Amber learned a new word yesterday. I don't know when she learned it, but its first appearance was yesterday, and the word was Limrance. And she liked using it, and she didn't tell anybody what it meant. And I mean, even I had to look it up. It's not a common word. She goes, oh my God, I was in full limerence. Do you know limerence? Do you know what limerence means? I was in limerence. You know what I mean? Limerence. And then someone called her Amber Limerance. Oh my God, Amber Limerance. It's so that. So I looked it up, and limerence just means that I get obsessive about somebody. It's adorable. Cheyenne, my goodness, thank you, says I have to super chat because I'm not subscribed for 7+ days. Oh my God, Cheyenne. You don't have to explain it. Stop. So sorry. Limerence. Yeah, new word for me. New word for me. I literally had to look it up, and I have a reasonable vocabulary. But I guess it's like a new word or a trendy word or a therapy word or something that falls out of my purview normally. Hey, relax, Cody. Nice to see you. And then I wrote, oh yeah, she was all excited. Amber Limerance. Oh my God. It's like, okay. It's cute to be a stalker, is it? I would assume a stalker exhibits limerence. Abby says it's a trendy word right now. There's lots of songs about it at the moment. Yeah, I figured it was trendy. It's not a common word, and she doesn't have a vocabulary better than mine. I'll say that. And you can all say that too. Real can say that. It's like let's be real. Someone mentions BPD and she gets all giggly about. Someone says, oh, because it says, and I don't remember the exact thing, but it says people with BPD do this, but people with NPD. So she goes, people with BPD do this. Oh yeah, that's so me. And people with NPD exhibit grandiosity. And she goes, people with NPD are grandiose. I don't know what that means. Choosy time. So then she pulls out the Oracle decks again. And I was like, is there a flaming hot stick that I can put in my eye somewhere? Please don't do this again. You did this for 20 minutes already. And the chat says to her, well, let's play Choosy. You got like 7-8 Oracle decks there. Let's play Choosy. You know, it's the funny thing that goes on in the Amberverse right now. Let's play Choosy. Yeah, Choosy. Yay, Choosy. She played Choosy by herself. She didn't play Choosy with the chat. She's like, okay, I've got these two and these two. Okay, we'll keep that one. This one, this one. Okay, keep that one. Now I've got these three. I'm going to put this one down. Okay, I'm ended up with this one. Yay, right? Wasn't the point to play Choosy with your chat? I don't know. And then she keeps picking at Beck a little bit by making she said more than once, I'm sorry, was that abusive for you? Was that abusive? So nasty. Oh, and then I wrote, continues muting and singing. She was muting people and singing songs while she was muting them. And then there was 27 minutes left. She announces there's 27 minutes left. Not that she sets a goddamn timer. Can you imagine setting a timer on the live stream when you do nothing all day and people are paying you $10? Oh my God. She asks about dinner. Oh, it got bad, man. She asks about what to eat for dinner, of course. And then that's when she says she's going to throw out, Penelope, thank you for the super chat. Penelope says the idea that she made Beck watch her play Choosy alone is worse than playing with her. I thought she played with her. I don't know. I care very little. She threatens at this point to throw window out. And that's when she starts she says, I'll do a countdown. You tell me how old you are. 9, 8, 7, 6. And then window says whatever, I'm 27 or whatever. And she's, okay, you can stay. And then the chat says to her, why don't you try counting down from 100? And she does, basically. She's flexing on us how she can count. I'm not kidding. She went from 100 down to, I think, 48. She sat there and she counted backwards. From 100 down to 48. Do you know how long that takes? 51 seconds. I don't know. I'm guessing, but it was ridiculous. Oh, I should count down from 100? 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 90. Honestly, down to 48 she did that. That's what people are paying $10 for. Then they told her to shotgun her remaining White Claw. And she... now, this I found interesting. She thought shotgun was the joint, the pot-smoking shotgun. You know what that is? I was surprised because I thought that was like way old school from like when I was a teenager. I didn't think people still did that. You know what a shotgun is? It's when you have a lit joint and you turn it around and you put the heater end in your mouth, but you hold it tight like a straw and you blow out. And then another person, usually that you're flirting with, is at the other end, lip to lip almost with you, and you blow the smoke into their mouth. That's a shotgun, they call it. Yeah, MTJ knows, but I have to educate some of the people. It's an old school thing. I didn't think people still even did it. Yeah, you do. You put the hot end in your mouth, but you hold it doesn't touch anything inside your mouth. It's almost as sexy as singing in someone's mouth. It's an old stoner way of singing in someone's mouth. But that's what she thought a shotgun was. I thought it was very weird that that's what she thought it was instead of like a shotgun with the drink, right? So then she said, she went to Chat GPT, of course, and looked it up. Okay, now here's where you guys told me just now Salty Crab announced she's been struck. Listen to fucking this. She's looking at her phone while she's streaming, of course. And she comes across that guy. I think his channel name is Leo. I'm not promoting him. I'm just saying. There's a guy who was last week streaming her members live stream in YouTube. Now, quite frankly, that should not be allowed. If I was doing a members only live stream and somebody I didn't like was showing it in its entirety on their channel and monetizing it, I'd be pissed off too, man. That's not right. That's not right. Like, I don't know if she does it, but generally, like a member stream, you don't even run ads. So he's monetizing your... Yeah, I thought that's really uncool, man. Showing a recap, I think you should be able to use it transformatively, but just sitting there and watching her stream is not transforming the content. Let's be real. Oh, he's not monetized. Still, he's gonna be. If he keeps streaming her private members' live streams publicly, he'll be monetized in a minute. I just think it's, as a YouTuber, like if that happened to me, do you think that would be fair? I don't. So I don't blame her. But she's not even mad about it. This whole conversation is moot because she's not even mad about it. She noticed him. She calls it stream sniping. It's not stream sniping, but that's how she uses that term. She says she noticed him stream sniping. Now she's also drunk and giggly at this point, so she says, I'm going to go in his chat and say hi. I missed super chats. Thank you, MTJ. I guess Ella's sleeping. Heather says, the kids are here. I saw that. I read it, and it just went in. Heather, thank you so much for the super chat. Heather says, the kids are here. I better get back to work. I'm sorry, Heather. I saw it too. I didn't even read it. Yeah, I assume Ella's having a little. Val too? Did Val fall asleep? All those Europeans fell asleep on me. You know Alyssa's probably sleeping by now. I mean, not that Alyssa's a mod, but she's a sleeper. Don't distract me. This is the good part. Freya, thank you. Freya says, hey, Merc, you look, as the kids say, slay today. Freya, you are the kids. Thank you. She pops into his chat and she says, hi. He has a fit and shuts down his live stream, as one would. She's like, oh no, I didn't want him to shut it down. I was going to tell him it's okay. I won't strike him. I'm not going to strike you. You can do it. I'm not going to strike you. I'm sorry. What? What? She says it's fine. He can stream her members-only live streams. He's only got 3 viewers. It's fine. Does she think that if she allows that and the word gets out publicly that he's only going to remain with 3 viewers? And then the next day, she strikes and I even wrote here, but salty crab, question mark? And then she went on about how she feels so bad that she scared him. It's weird, right? Yeah, it's a guy named Leo, if you guys want to go watch. I can't imagine him getting away with that for much longer, though. If he just shut it off. Well, he should. It's totally against terms of service. He could lose his channel for doing that. No, she thinks he's her. It didn't feel scary to. If he would have been I don't know. I mean, I would have done what he did. Well, I wouldn't have done what he did, but if I was in his position, I would have shut down too. But she was all like, no, exactly, Vay. I was thinking that too. Interesting, right? Interesting, right? It's another man. And then the next day, today, 12 hours later, she strikes salty crab? Come on. The fuck? You want to talk about hypocritical, Amberlynn? Oh, now it's snack time. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Amber tried to strike her March 16th. That's when Salty got the email 10 days ago. She could have taken it back. If she's decided it's okay that her members' content is fair use for this guy, it should be fair use for Salty Crab, in which case she could cancel the strike. She can take it back. Yeah, so snack time. So this is when we get a look up at the ceiling. I wonder if I could find the snack time. This is when she was pretending to gag on everything. But I do have a picture of her snack here. She came back with a paper plate full of pretzels and carrot sticks and French onion chip dip. I don't know. What else? There was other shit on that plate. Here it is here. I don't know what the hell was on this plate. Why she insists on eating carrots on a live stream is beyond me. Freya, thank you for the super chat again. Freya says, she's nicer to men all the time. Yes, she is. She hates women because she hates herself as much as she wants to pretend she despises herself. How could she not? It's not a bad theory. There's something going on there. She gives men a lot more breaks than she gives women, for sure. Just for sure. What the hell does that say? Plate full of pretzels, carrots, dip, etc. Oh, she was feeding Twinkie off her plate. And Twinkie was tripping out with the squealing and the barking. And I thought maybe the dog had to go out to the bathroom. But people were saying that misbehaved chihuahuas will do that. Like she's just begging for food and stuff. I don't know. But Twinkie was tripping. And she was basically ignoring it. Except she kept feeding him. And then she had to go to the bathroom again. So she said, I'm going to give him a snack. Excuse me. I have some goo to deal with. She said she was going to give him a snack. And she said, I give him these training treats once a month. And I thought, you just gave him things off your plate. What are you talking about? God, you lie about everything right in front of our faces. I have these special training treats for Twinkie, and she gets one once a month. What? Why would you even say that? And then it says here, I can't read my own writing. I wonder what that would mean. Ceiling time. It says ceiling time. Then it was ceiling time again. And then she complains about the heat. She's so hot. Oh my God, she's so hot. Now I'm thinking maybe she's starting to have hot flashes from menopause. I had them for about 14 years. I'm telling you, ladies, if you haven't started, if you get hot flashes, it can last for over a decade. They get better a bit. But I wonder if that's what's happening to her. But she's also drinking, so she might be having a flush from the alcohol. And then someone tells her about Freya over a decade. My first hot flash was when I was 42. And I was just thinking in the last couple of months, I don't think I have one a day anymore. And I'm 61. For real. 20 years. I remember an old lady when I was younger telling me, oh, sweetie, she said, I'm 80 and I still get them once in a while. They never go away. But I used to get them once an hour, every hour when I was in the peak of it. So it does get better, but it goes forever. And I wonder if that's what she's starting. Can you imagine how hot she would be with all that weight as well? Oh my God, that would be terrible. I can't imagine. Hot flashes might kill her if she gets that. They never go away. I'm sorry, I'm scaring all the women in the chat. You get better. You get used to it. You know what's really fun is having a hot flash in the shower? What? Or while you're putting on your makeup and your makeup is dripping off your face while you're late for work and you're trying to get ready for work. Oh, it's so fun being a girl. See, Coco's went away at 50. There you go. And it's not a guarantee. Not everybody gets them. I'm the only one of my girlfriends that got hot flashes. But that was the single only menopausal symptom I had. So lucky, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, see, Long White Cloud says no hot flashes at 57. Not everybody gets them at all. You might not get them. Menopause is fun. It's like rolling the dice. You never know what you're going to end up with. You know, Joan used to say getting old is not for sissies. And I think I like that expression. So yeah, the comment about the hot flashes. So she was talking about air conditioning. And just to finish it off, she had to be a snide fuck right up until the end. They said something about affording air conditioning. And she said, oh, I have this joke and it's so funny, but I don't want to say it because it might be rude. And finally she says it. She says, I can afford air conditioning. I can afford air conditioning for the whole chat if I wanted to. So she thinks she's a rich bitch now. And I thought, you cunt. You're flexing how much money you're making to the people who are paying you the fucking money. What the fuck is wrong with you? They're the people who are paying you the money that you're saying. Oh, it's so twisted. She's so twisted. And then kiss, kiss, bye-bye. Kiss, kiss, bang, bang. Kiss, kiss, and hang. it's an old punk song reference, if you know that. Do you know that? Let me know. Anyone remember? Specimen, Kiss, Kiss, Bang, Bang. Great EP. I'm going to have to listen to that song after the live. I haven't listened to that song in a long time. She did have a hysterectomy, but she could be going through menopause now, I guess, right? Movie's not the same as the song. Kiss, kiss, bang, bang. They were all freaky guys, you know, with fishnet stockings and lots of black makeup and shit. All right. I had to bring the big cup today because we have a lot to cover. Because now we got to look at weigh-in Wednesday. Oh, there's the cat part. There's something about the cat, too. Sorry, I missed that. I don't like talking about the cat. It's so controversial. I think it's kind of important to cover this because, of course, a lot of people are twisting this. And as you know, I'm not an am baby, but I do like to be reasonable. Right at the end, before she said goodbye, she started talking about Rarity. And she started getting very emotional because she's crying and saying, everybody says that I don't feel anything for Rarity, but I cry every day. Which may or may not be true. Now, you know what I don't like is there's this narrative that I've seen being twisted. What she said was, when she came home, Wasabi missed Rarity. Wasabi would go to the spots where Rarity used to sit looking for Rarity, right? And she said, but now, Wasabi seems fine. Wasabi seems okay on his own. And maybe he's like an only cat. Now, people on Reddit are twisting this to say that she's justifying getting rid of her cat. And it's just, you know what? I'm sorry, but this exact thing has happened to me before. Not losing the cat, but I had 2 cats, and one of them passed away. And the other cat was so fucking happy that first cat was gone. Abby was the second cat. Abby was so happy to have me on her own. Abby was perfectly okay without that other cat. So there is the possibility that Wasabi isn't self-flagellating and crying every day missing Rarity. I mean, let's not anthropomorphize these animals too much. They're animals, right? So, you know, that was it. That was it about that, basically what she said about Rarity. There's so much controversy about the cat. I don't like talking about it. I'm going to tell you, she seems to be exactly the way my mom was with her cats, even to the point of feeding them with cans and not putting it in the dish all the time, stuff like that. I truly believe, you can disagree with me because we're all just speculating anyway. I truly believe Amberlynn loves those animals with her whole heart. I also truly believe that she's a neglectful pet owner. I don't think she's abusive. I don't think she necessarily deserves to have every animal taken away from her, but she needs to be trained or helped to take care of them. I don't think she's capable at her size, actually, of taking care of animals on their own, so there's that issue. But I don't think there's any malice here. I don't think there's malicious intent. I think she's just lazy, self-serving, and all those things. That's my opinion. So does she miss Rarity? I believe she does. I truly believe she does. But not to the extent. That's my opinion. Abby says, I believe she can love them but not do what they need at the same time. Absolutely. Listen, my mother was Amberlynn narcissist type 1. When my mother's cat the first time had diabetes, I had to go, as well as taking care of Joan, I then had to go down to her house twice a day and give the cat an insulin shot, because my mom said, oh no, much like Amber, oh, I could never do that. I could never use a needle. I could never give her a needle. Now, if I wasn't there to do it, what do you think would have happened? She would have not given that cat a needle. She would have gone online, found some alternative thing that she think would be good enough, and the cat would have died. Now, would I say she didn't love that cat? Nope. She adored that cat. But she's a narcissist. They're only capable of so much, you know? So that's my opinion. That's why I have the opinion about her and Rarity that I do, because it just hits me like a little bit like my mom, you know? I just think that that's what would have happened if I wouldn't have been there to do that. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. So there's that. And then she said, of course, Dibbity therapy, because she's starting the Dibbity therapy, is going to help her. And then they talked about high school, and she couldn't remember what high school she went to. And that is the end of that. So that was her live stream. And then we all packed up our snacks and took our garbage and got into the car and called the Ubers, and we left Lainey, and because Lainey had a busy day today. And we all would like to thank Lainey for having us over at her living room again last night to watch the stream together, because it's fun that way. It's Dibbity for her therapy. It's Dibbity therapy, remember? I hate the way she says DBT therapy. It's Dibbity therapy for her bippity. Dibbity for her bippity. All right. Who's this girl? Who's that girl? Sorry, I want to be like Amber and sing all the time. It's like when people say Nana bread. All right, this is Amber's upload from today, 1 o'clock this afternoon. Amber uploaded her weigh-in Wednesday, and this is called I'm Not Going on a Diet. And it's episode number 1, and it's only 7 minutes and 44 seconds long. Girl couldn't even figure out 17 extra seconds to get those mid-rolls in there. But, you know, she's rich now because she's got, what did she say? Nobody asked her last night, but last week she claimed to have 600 paid members. If you believe that, I've got some jungle property in Nicaragua to sell you. Cheap. All right. Oh, she doesn't need to be on HD. That's just going to cause problems. All right, Amber, tell us how you're not going on a diet. Let's go.
Hey guys, so today is March 25th. Today is the first weigh-in my new YouTube schedule. So my weigh-in videos are going to consist of me weighing in on Tuesday and you guys seeing it on Wednesday. I'm going to be talking or answering 5 different questions or topics that you guys asked me, which is all weight, body, food related. And then I'm going to talk about how the week went, do my weigh-in, of course, and then I'm going to create some goals for myself that I want during.
Now, see, it's interesting. We did watch this, of course, in the Rage stream in the Discord. I know it should be sped up, though, Polly. Thank you for reminding me. I didn't remember her telling us all about the entire structure of the video. 5 questions, blah, blah, blah.
That week, and then we're going to talk about if I did them or if I didn't. So first question / topic is...
Freya says, how much per square foot for the Nicaragua property? Very cheap, actually. You know, Costa Rica is outrageously expensive. If you really, I'm starting to think that I might be better to settle in Nicaragua. It's cheaper there, much cheaper. Something about unstable nations makes your rent cheaper. I'm not sure, but it's criminally cheap.
Would you try semaglutide again? So I've tried semaglutide twice, Ozempic once. And normally when someone asks me this question, it's a flat out yes, I absolutely would. Absolutely. But now it's a no. Oh. I never will do semaglutide again. So semaglutide is not even FDA approved. I always ignored that little tiny tidbit because in my brain, I was like, okay, if it's coming from pharmacies, and obviously the pharmacies know what they're talking about. But the more that people are using semaglutide, obviously the more that people are learning about semaglutide. And something that is like coming up a lot, like I've seen articles about it, like you guys have sent me articles. There's a lot of semaglutide like coming from the black market. People are getting extremely sick. People are getting scammed.
And that's not you. You never got sick. You never got scammed. Also, bitch, go to a doctor and not a med spa. If you're concerned about the legality of what you're putting in your... First of all, you're ignoring FDA warnings. Are you kidding me? I guess not. She smokes Delta 8. You know, here in Canada, that shit is illegal. They will not let us smoke that. Here in Canada, where all cannabis is legal, they will not, for health reasons, allow us to smoke Delta 8. So, you know, I get it, but God,
And no matter where I get it from, it's just like, you never know what you're going to get.
No, go to a doctor. Then you will know what you're getting, because the doctor isn't buying black market semaglutide. Girl, you're not going into a back alley and somebody's sticking a needle in your ass. I'm sure even the stupid med spa has proper semaglutide.
So semaglutide is a no. But would I try Ozempic again, which is FDA approved? Yes. But it's like thousands and thousands of dollars a month, especially once you get to like the highest dose. So
Marigold, congratulations, everybody. Marigold's lost 20 pounds on Ozempic. I bet you look hot. Woohoo, Marigold!
once that price is lowered, then we'll talk. What is your ideal goal weight? So I actually do not have one at all.
Why?
So I know it seems kind of like contradictory.
Why do you not have a goal weight? Shouldn't she have a goal weight? I mean, I guess at this point, does it matter? Just lose weight, I guess, is the attitude. I don't know.
Because these are weigh-in videos, but I don't have a goal weight. I don't care about the number on the scale. I care about how I feel. I want my health to improve. I want my breathing to improve. I want my walking to...
You are going to feel fantastic at 350 pounds. That doesn't mean it's not still terminal. You are stupid as a fucking bag of rocks, I tell you.
I just want my heart health to improve. Just all of my like physical elements.
If she lost 100 pounds, she'd feel like a new girl. And she would think there's no longer any need to lose weight. And I keep saying I don't understand because we're the same height. And when I was 30 pounds overweight, my doctor kept preaching at me about how dangerous it was. 30.
Moments and my mental elements that are affected by my weight. I want all of those things to improve. Why don't you just go on hiatus and come back with a weight off?
Yeah.
Because I need to show up. This is my job and it's very, very important to me. It gives me something to do.
You aren't working all this week because you've already, as of yesterday, scheduled your videos for Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. You've already pre-scheduled a week. Why can't you do it for a month? This is the lamest excuse ever. First of all, you don't really need to show up. When you need a mental health break, it's easy for you to take 2 weeks off.
During the day, it gives me some form of normalcy and routine. I need this roof over my head. I need to be able to put food in my fur baby's stomach. Not many people can just disappear for months on end from their job. And
no, but you are one of the people that is in an absolutely entitled position to be able to do that. You are one of the people that absolutely, that's the whole point of being a YouTuber, is being able to play with your schedule. That's one of the best benefits. If I have to take off a week to mourn or whatever, it's easy to do. If you have such a tight schedule that you need those uploads because you need those money, you can do it in advance. Amberlynn Reids did 2 years worth of pre-uploaded content. Like, come on. The fuck?
That also includes me. And I thoroughly enjoy YouTube, so I wouldn't want to leave. Why did you hide your weight from Beck? So that's something else that Beck has said, that supposedly I started hiding my weight from them. That never happened. I have been very open and honest about my weight towards the whole internet. I've always done weigh-ins for you guys. And I mean, in
the video that she said, in that video confessing to what I've lied about, she said it there, and she said it in a way that was so matter of fact that I believe it continues to this day. She said, I'm sorry, if I'm gaining weight and I have to put it away in, I just lie. It's just easier. She said that. So what's the difference today than from when you made that video? There's no difference. So I fully believe you were lying to Beck about your weight. At a point, lying to us wasn't enough, and you had to start lying to Beck too.
I mean, that goes the same with people.
Hi, Jamie.
I've always been very vocal about how much I weigh. I've never really been like ashamed of my weigh-ins, because it's like when you look at me, you know, you're like, damn, that girl big. I think it was just Beck being super uninterested and just like.
Thank you, Peppermint. It's actually not very expensive on Amazon. Salted Peppermint likes the fish lamp. We love the fish lamp.
Really genuinely, they didn't care about anything I was saying or doing. So that also went into my weigh-ins. You failed all your weight loss attempts so far. What do you think will be different this time? Nothing. The thing is, you guys have witnessed me failing all of these diets.
Nothing. So why do it? Why do it, Amber?
and fad diets and whatever it may be. But one thing about me is I've never given up. And I feel like a lot of people.
Marigold, me too. Marigold says I was pre-diabetic, 5'2", 170 pounds. Me too. I was pre-diabetic. And then I went back and they went, oh no, your numbers are way too high. We're going to have to put you on medication. I was like, please God, no. Give me a month. Let me see if I can change shit. And that's when I went into low carb, not keto, but low carb. And I dropped like 20, 25 pounds and changed my numbers completely. So it's, it's easy and hard and easy. It's possible.
Have experienced the same thing. They have literally yo-yo dieted their whole life.
And congratulations, I'm assuming with losing 20 pounds, you're not pre-diabetic anymore.
The only difference is theirs isn't documented publicly, while mine is. And all these people who finally become successful in losing their weight and reaching their goal, that's after multiple attempts, whether it's been 100 attempts or...
I just told you the first time I did it, that's what I did. It was my health, though, so I took it seriously. And Amber, you can't speak for everybody. I know that this is true in a lot of cases. People go on diets and they fail and they try and they try and they try. And that's true for many, many people. It's absolutely not true for everybody. There's other people who get to a point where they go, shit, I got to get serious about this, take it serious and lose the weight. Not everybody has the same issue that you do, Amber. You have to stop generalizing and speaking for everybody because you don't speak for everybody. You don't speak for everybody with BPD. You don't speak for everybody that's overweight. You don't speak for every lesbian. You just don't.
Or 2 attempts. It doesn't matter. Something finally clicks. Every time I go into a new section of my weight loss journey, God, I hate that word, journey. Every time I go into it again, I'm always very hopeful in hopes that something will click. It kind of reminds me of my mom's journey with her sobriety. She did drugs literally her whole life. And I can't even tell you how many times in my lifetime she tried to quit and just couldn't until she finally did because something just clicked. All right, so we are done with the...
She really thinks that it's just one day something's going to click? Is that what that whole story was about? I'll just keep doing this over and over again, but I'm not really going to try. It's just because one day something's going to click, and then eventually it'll just get all... I think she really thinks it's supposed to be easy, Hey, Boomer Sooner, holy cow, thank you for that super sticker. Wow, everybody, thank you to Boomer Sooner. That's really generous and kind of you, Boomer. Thank you. Us boomers, we stick together. Thank you very much. That's very generous.
Topic/questions. Now I want to do how I've been doing, how have I been eating lately? Well, I've been eating what I want, when I want, and how much I want, because I have been so hyper focused on trying to improve my mental health because it has not been good at all, that I have genuinely been neglecting my physical health needs.
And what did I say yesterday, Amber? It's like running out of a burning house and stopping to straighten the crooked pictures on the wall. Your mental health right now is those crooked pictures. The burning house behind you is your fucking physical health. That will kill you. This will wait. This isn't going to kill you. That's going to kill you.
Now I need to make both of those things a priority because my mental health was low and I'm doing a lot better now, thankfully. But I was trying to put in work to improve that because it was so bad. I don't think my mental health has been that bad.
She's doing so much better now. She's only had one single consultation. She hasn't even started her DBT therapy yet, but she already feels better.
In a very, very long time. Now I want to put in work so I can focus on my mental health and my physical
never going to do it.
Genuinely, this is going to be called the no diet because every single time that I have done a diet, I have failed. What I want to do is just genuinely think before I eat anything instead of just eating it for no reason, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put my weigh in here, March 25th.
I'm not diminishing the mental health capacity of this. It is very important. And I'm sure that poor mental health has a lot to do with her weight. But what I'm saying is when you're at the point where you could die from your weight, that should be whatever's going to kill you first should be your priority. It's not that complicated.
5th, 2025.
Hello, it's ready.
Here we go.
519.8 pounds.
519.8 is a little hecticana, I will say. On top of me eating more than I probably should, I also am very swollen. So you definitely need to take that into account because not only do I have lymphedema, I also have lipedema. So weigh-ins can be a little tricky because obviously when I step on the scale, we are also weighing.
No, weigh-ins aren't tricky, Amber. You weigh what you fucking weigh. Stop trying to make it a math problem. She's going to talk about weighing liquids. Everybody weighs liquids. We all contain liquid. Stupid. You just weigh what you weigh. Stop with this. Oh, well, it's tricky. because the weight isn't really, see my weight, it says that, but it's not really my weight, because my lipedema, then there's liquid and there's water and no, bitch, you weigh what the scale says you weigh. That's the generally accepted thing that we all do in society.
My fluid and my water retention. So I want to have weekly goals. I want to have something that is like obtainable, that I can work on every single day. So then next week I can come back and be like, okay, so these were my goals, and let me tell you how I did. So each week they will be
Fluffy. Exactly. Madam Fluffy says what would help with that water retention is lowering her sodium and drinking more water. Yeah, everything she eats is high processed, high sodium. All the processed meats, all the deli meat, the meat sticks, all the jerky, like everything she eats is so high in sodium.
different goals, or maybe I will repeat one. It just depends. So for this week, I have 2 goals. I went back on my Uber and I went and I saw in the last 7 days, how many times did I order takeout? So I'm taking that number and I'm going to drastically lower it. And that's going to be my goal. So when I went back and looked, it was 8 times in the last 7 days. So as hard as it is going to be, I only want to order it 3 times. So for some people, 3 times in a week is a lot, but for me, it's not. It's actually drastically lowered, because I was actually surprised to only see that I ordered takeout 8 times in the last week, because normally it probably would have been about like 13. So my next goal is...
That tells me she ordered 13 times this week. There's no 8. 8 doesn't exist. She just said 8 because she looked at 13 and she thought that sounds too high, so I better pare it down to something that sounds high but not crazy. So she for sure is ordering twice a day from Uber Eats. And if she's ordering twice a day from Uber Eats, she's not going to easily go down to 3 times a week, because that means she's got to get up and cook, and she's not doing that.
I want to focus on drinking more water. So I thought about the last week and I was like, how much water did I drink? And now how much do I want to drink? Well, in the last week, the only time that I drank water was during my live streams when I was drinking a little bit of alcohol. I know I'm supposed to only be referring to the last week, but I'm telling you, in the last like 6 months, I've probably only had about 2 cups of water in total. I do not drink water, period. I go through phases where I drink water, and we have not been in that phase. Not at all, girly pops. So my goal is to go from only drinking
I think she only always drank water on camera, because there was a big thing about water. I think she only always did it as a flex. She's never. I don't drink a lot of water.
To drinking 2 water bottles a day. And again, I know for some people, only 2 water bottles a day is not enough. But for me, it's going to be a drastic improvement. So those are my 2 goals. And my weigh-in next week, I'll let you guys know how I did. And then also the dreaded weigh-in, which I don't have any goals when it comes to my weigh-ins. I just want to, every single time I step on the scale, which is only going to be once a week, which is going to be hard for me, I want to be down at least something, even if it's 0.2 of a pound. This is my no diet. We are not running in this race. We are walking. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
You are an idiot. You are an idiot. You should be running in this race and not walking. You're going to walk your way right into a casket. Idiot. I know, Jace would yell. But look, I have my water bottle right here. I could flex and say I'm drinking water, but in reality, it's full of coffee. What am I going to say? What am I going to say? Hey, Willard, thank you for that super chat. Look at Willard chatting us up there. Willard says, I saw your channel today. I'm happy I got to see you live. Amazing radio voice, and you made me laugh out loud. Love your content. Hey, love your comment. You know what? I'm going to tell you a little secret. Thank you again, Willard. That's a very generous super chat, and I really appreciate it. My mods were telling me, and I was too, not stubborn, but stupid, to kind of figure out what they were saying about using Amberlynn Reids' full name in my title, and I kept saying I do. But I was thinking Amberlynn as opposed to Amber, and they meant Amberlynn Reid. So last night I went and looked with Lainey, and we went through every other channel, and everybody else used, because I don't come up in the search, right? I'm not favored by YouTube. So I started putting Amberlynn Reid in the title, and I'm getting a little bit wider reach. So I appreciate anybody that's new here, and maybe that's why. I've been here for a long time. Just been hiding in the back. It's okay. All the cool kids find us eventually. That's all. We'll try that new trick. I'm starving, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm ordering dinner tonight. Much like Amberlynn, I'm ordering food tonight because I just don't feel like cooking. I I'm going to use my dead mother as an excuse for the next few days until I get the memorial over with, because I just, I got some head stuff going on right now. It's fine. It's all fine. It's all good, and we'll get over it. I think Sunday's actually going to be a nice day. I'm going to see some people that I haven't seen in a long time. My cousin's being real nice. Uncle Tim is coming with me to help. I think it'll overall be a nice day, but it'll be good to put this all to rest finally. Diane, that's what I'm ordering tonight. I'm having ceviche. I'm having leche de tigre ceviche tonight for dinner, assuming the place is open. Because I can't figure out what else to have, and that's healthy. So that means I can order food, and it's still going to be very healthy. Tonight, we're not watching Nakey tonight. Tonight in the Discord, we're watching Monkey, 2025 Stephen King movie called Monkey. It's a horror movie. I think it's pretty violent, and we can't wait. So let's watch that tonight. And then we'll get back to Nakey soon. See Monkey? I was scratching like a monkey. Thank you all for joining me at this crazy look at Amberlynn's members-only live stream and today's upload. Tomorrow I'm taking the day off to take care of the rest of the memorial shit. Friday, I will do a redundancy report based on her upload from tomorrow. Okay? And then I'll see you all in the live stream on Saturday. I want to thank you all for joining me. Hey, click like. That really helps. Click like. Do it right now. I'll wait. Okay? Cool. All right. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And if you can, grab a channel membership. That'd be great. Did you know we're watching Monkey tonight? Well, we are. Thanks for joining me, and Rio's back. Until we meet again, you know the routine. Just be kind, and hasta luego.